Hello, hi, and welcome to EmpathicFire. I am your reader, Jay. These are going to be general messages for the sign of Scorpio in September 2020. What is going on, Scorpio? How are you guys doing? I hope that you are doing well. Scorpio, welcome to September. How's it going? 9 months out of this crazy year, almost in the rear view. Hopefully, wherever you are in the world right now, Scorpio, you are happy, you are safe, and you are healthy. Please continue to take very good care of yourselves and those that you know and love. As the global pandemic is still a thing. Anyway, not gonna get into too much there. But again, I hope you guys are doing okay. All right, guys. Let's see. Any other announcements or anything like that? Nope. Nope. So let's go ahead and get into the regular spiel. Scorpio, anything you want from me is already in the description box. If you want the timestamp, it is down there. If you want to learn how to order a personal reading with me, you may do so by checking out the description box. If you have a question before you place an order with me, just go ahead and email me at the same address that is listed down there, and I will answer you as soon as I can. If you would like to follow me on Instagram, there is a link for it down in the description box. The name for my Instagram channel is channel page, I guess is what it is EmpathicFire Tarot. And someone asked me recently, so I'm sharing with all the signs, if you're interested in making a donation to the channel, feel free to use the PayPal or Cash App link down below. If you are going to send over a donation, just please leave a little note. Hey Jay, this is a donation, blah, 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 blah. Otherwise, I'm going to be like, who has sent me random money? I feel really guilty and I won't accept it. I'm just going to let it sit there and I'm going to stare at it. So anyway, anything else? No ma'am, no sir. So let's go ahead and get into it. I want to see the outcome for Scorpio in September 2020. Scorpio's outcome in September 2020. Please show me. This is fascinating. All of this came out super fast. Like, boom, 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 boom. So now we get to the outcome, and it's a little reluctant to show up. There it goes. Bottom of the deck is the overall energy. Again, man. So many, cards of people have shown up here. Side position. Okay, which way? Please show me. Okay, thank you. Alright guys, let's flip what came face down. Eesh. Well, that's not good. But, I don't want to say it too. Okay. Alright then. Let's move that over a little. Oh, this deck is a lot whiter than I thought it was. Alright, enough fussing around. Let's go ahead and get into it. Please show me where Scorpio is in September 2020. Scorpio in September 2020. Please show me. Alright, we got it. Alright, Scorpio, go ahead. That's good. Coming in to September, you come in with the energy of... Ooh, there it is. Six of Wands. Well, victorious is the biggest word there, but it does say the undead are victorious. But that might be right up your alley, Scorpio. 8th house, you guys tend to be okay with the occult or the macabre and the darker things in life. So maybe the undead being victorious, wouldn't be a bad thing in your estimation. I'm kidding, of course. Regardless, the Six of Wands talks about victory. It talks about feeling successful. It talks about feeling, you've really accomplished something. Job well done. People are singing your praises and complimenting you for everything that you've strived for, everything that you put your work and effort towards. And I feel that is pretty true, but I already know this is gonna go deeper than that. So let's go ahead and find out what's going on. For some of you Scorpios, this isn't actually this is not a reality. This is what you're wishing for, hoping for, moving towards. You are possibly fighting for victory, fighting to prove yourself in a way. prove yourself the victorious one, or prove yourself to be deemed the winner. I'm feeling like a competition. Like some of you might be literally in a competition, you know, maybe like you're a reality star or something like that, or, you know, you've entered a literary contest. I don't know. But I feel like you versus them, you versus them, you versus them, and you are hoping, wishing, praying, if not working your ass off to get to this point. Because that's really, okay, thank you. You don't see it here, but I guess you could kind of get it from the theme of this deck. In the traditional Rider-Waite deck, you see someone on a horse riding amongst a crowd of people. The story is that that person was on an adventure, or they were on some type of quest, right? And they are returning to their castle, to their homeland, having gone through the wars. Another reason that we could come to that conclusion, or another way that we can contemplate that, is that what happens before the Six of Wands in tarot, you have the Five of Wands. Five of Wands is competition. Five of Wands is infighting. Five of Wands is going toe to toe with another person or a group of people and proving for once and for all who's the best, right? And then within this deck, the undead are victorious. That's what the newspaper says, right? And it's a pair of human hands that's holding it. So there is a war in this tarot deck, which is the zombie tarot deck. There is a war raging between humans and zombies, right? So there is a contest going on. You versus them. You versus them. You are trying your damnedest. If you don't have it under lock and key, which several of you do not, I must express that. Several of you do not have this under lock and key, so maybe that's like a signal to you to keep up the fight, or to keep up whatever effort you need to put forward. Yeah, I mean, I'm not an athlete, clearly. But I think that's kind of like one of the things that they teach you as an athlete, as a competitor. You never know what's going to happen. You know, you could be down by 10 points in basketball, and it could be, what is basketball, 3 quarters or 4 quarters? I think it's 4 quarters. I don't watch basketball, so maybe I should talk about football. So it's fourth quarter in football, and you're down by, you know, a touchdown or something like that, and there's like a minute on the clock. In a game of football, that's plenty of time to score a touchdown, right? But you wouldn't get that resolve from the players on the team if they didn't have it drilled into them, if it wasn't a part of their mantra that every second counts. Every moment you have on the field to make a play is a chance to win the game. If they didn't have that mindset, they would give up. So maybe that's what's going on here. Or I need to, you know, kind of cheerleader for you guys. Rah, rah. Go Scorpio. You know, I feel like I have to remind you to keep pushing towards the whatever you're fighting for, whatever you're trying to accomplish, and not to give up on it. Something like that. Especially because if you're in a competition with another person or other people, they're not giving up, so why the hell should you? Boom, that's where they're like, yes. So that's correct. Where you might be expecting someone else to kind of be done with it, like, okay, no more of this, you know, they give up. You know, you might be expecting someone to like wave a white flag or, you know, throw in the towel. That's not happening. You have to really keep up on whatever you're doing, whatever you're trying to accomplish, in order to get to the Six of Wands. Some of you, you've already gotten it. Congratulations. Okay, you're on different timelines or different trajectories at this point. So some of you Scorpios have already gotten this victory. Good for you. Others of you, the competition is over and you didn't win. But for that group that you're still in it, the fight is not over. Please do not be mistaken. The fight is not over, is what they want me to tell you. Now, I'm sure there's a bunch of mess outside of this card, so let's go ahead and figure out what that mess is. What else happens for Scorpio? Oh boy. Okay. I knew it. I knew there would be some bullshit. No offense, Scorpio. Your readings usually take me there. Because I'm already tired. I just opened up to the rest of the cards. And I'm already fucking exhausted. which I assume is how you or someone else feels. I'm addressing this as Scorpio. It is your reading, but this can be a vice versa situation. You could be watching another person go through this or whatever it is. But, geez, man. Oh, okay, so let's get it together. Where are we going? Please show me. Mm-hmm. All right, so some of you are fighting very hard with the King of Swords. Yikes. No wonder I need to tell you to keep up the fight. King of Swords. Immediately, I feel some danger coming here. Not mortal or physical danger, hopefully not, but I feel danger because this is someone who you don't want to go toe-to-toe with, okay? King of Swords, air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You could be dealing with an air sign, but you don't have to be. Look at this guy. In terms of the zombie apocalypse, as much as that newspaper is saying the undead have won, this guy didn't go down without a fight, or he will not go down without a fight. He's got, what, like 6 guns to his name. He's suited up. He's got his wellies on so he can trudge through the mud or the forest or whatever the hell he has to do. And look, he's actually smiling. You know, for those of us who are old enough, this guy kind of looks like Ross Perot, right? Doesn't he? Anyway. And look at his trophies. This is a killer. So for some of you, you done met your match. This person is not going to go down without a fight. They're not going to go down they're going to go down swinging. And that fits the King of Swords. Fits that. It's not normal, because I was just doing Libra's reading and the King of Swords was there. And I expressed that, you know, King of Swords can be kind of docile. He is not as feisty as the Queen of Swords. And that is still true in general when we talk about tarot. The Queen of Swords is like, you know, she's the one that wears the pants, basically. But, you know, the King of Swords is nothing to shake a stick at. And, oh, okay, hold on. Ooh, I don't like that. Ooh, Lord. Some of you, this is a lawyer. Heavy on the law or the official. If not a lawyer, some type of official. Somebody with a lot of power, a lot of clout, a lot of pull in their profession. And their profession relies on their ability, their calculated, swift, very finessed way of communicating. This is a shark. Watch out. My God. Who is this person? Why are you fighting with them? Or why are you contesting with them? Okay, first, I brought that word up just to quickly interject, because we're still going to be talking about this person as a shark. For some of you, this is one of the judges in the competition that you're in, the contest that you're in, and they're not easy to impress. Now, back to what I really feel the majority of you are experiencing with this person. They are if they're not your direct competitor, they represent your competitor in some type of way, or they represent the other side, whatever the hell that means, okay? And Scorpio, you can outsmart this person. You can. You just have to know. You got to figure it out. I don't know. I don't know what this person's weak spot is. I don't know what their Achilles heel is, but when you find it, take it. Take the shot. And all of this is sounding like really violent. I'm not condoning anybody getting into a fucking brawl. I don't condone that, okay? But it feels literally like a fight. And this has come out, who did this come out for? Fight for your life. I said that earlier this week. Fight for your, I said it for Gemini. Air sign energy. Gemini. If you're dealing with a Gemini, go watch that reading. Or, you know, just like peruse it, like, you know, don't watch the whole thing if you don't want to. But they were in a fight for their life. That's what I was telling you. That's what it felt like. And this is a very similar feeling. So if you know for sure you're having a problem with a Gemini, you might want to check that out. Anyway, so good old, you know, cabin fever Ross Perot here. Shark in the water. Sniffing for blood. As much as I just told you to find this person's weakness, they're trying to find yours. This is very calculated. You are having a very battle of the minds because it's swords, so communication, thought, rationale, argumentation. You are having a very intellectual, maybe that's it. Maybe some of you are just having a debate. Okay. And I shouldn't say just having a debate. I'm sure debates have consequences and there are reasons to want to win a debate. Oh, well, okay, I see. In some of your cases, you could have like a political lean to this reading, okay? So there's reason to want to win a debate. There's consequences to coming out the loser in a debate. For others of you, yes, this is taking a turn. I see it. Okay. I feel it. Yeah. This is taking a turn in the personal. So that was very public. Again, public competitions, contests, your career, their career, something like that, your business. This could be a lawyer hitting you with all kinds of suits. We're going to sue you. We're going to take this from you. We're going to take that from you. You're infringing on this. You're in violation of that. And they're just hitting you with all the shit. And you're like, I don't even know what the hell you're talking about. So you're going to have to really do your homework with this person when it's this public space. So it's taking such a turn. For those where it's not public, it's private. This is friends, family, people you are intimate with, close with, okay? Shit. I don't like this. This is made more complicated because in some of your cases, this is someone that you know, love, and respect, and to defeat them is to kind of hurt yourself. To win against this person in whatever way that means, or whatever that means, to win, to defeat them, would be to hurt yourself. Meaning, you don't want to have this argument with this person. You don't want to be in competition with this person. You don't want to have, you don't want to be embroiled with this person, but you are. Maybe they're forcing it. I don't know. Maybe you're forcing it. Again, it can go the other way. It doesn't feel fun in any of these senses, but in the private sector, again, people you know and love that are close to you, your families, your friends, people that you live with, that you've built a relationship with over a long period of time, it feels like. Could be a parental figure. That has come out in many of the readings. I'm not 100% on that. But for some of you, this could be like, a mother, a father, maybe a grandparent or something like that. But anyway, what else happens? Please show me. Okay, see, I knew it. So I don't think, Scorpio, you really want to fight with this person, but I think you will. Well, they're like, some will not. Okay, because I think I said that when I was talking about the Six of Wands. This is a wish. This is a hope. This is what some of you might not actually be as aligned with the Six of Wands as you could be, right? And why do I say that? You've got the Three of Swords and the Four of Cups. Ooh, okay. Three of Swords and the Four of Cups come out together on the bottom line here. So what I'm sensing is this situation breaks your heart. Three of Swords. Doesn't feel good to be embroiled in this. Doesn't feel good to be in this argument, this fight with this person, regardless of what type of relationship we're talking about. You hate it. It's uncomfortable. You're hurt. They're hurt. Possibly another person or side to the story is hurt. Yeah, okay. We'll talk about that in a second. I'm going to pin that. And because it hurts so much, you might be on a certain timeout, or you might have had the wind knocked out of you, so to speak, with the Four of Cups right next door. Because you see this guy lying down on the lap of the zombie lady, and, where we would expect him not to be so at ease when, his head is very close to the mouth of this zombie. He's just kind of like, whatever happens. I'm not really going to put up a fight here. I'm not really going to, it's like not really sensing, not really being involved, being present. Thank you. Being present. Not being present. Oh Lord, what's this now? This could be someone else, okay, because, maybe that's why I put a pin in it. So I am going to acknowledge this could be about a third-party situation, but, you know, the caveat that I always give when I mention third-party is it does not have to be romantic. This could just be some other type of interjecting person or energy or circumstance, right? So what I'm sensing is possibly the third party feels this way, with the no fighting, just give over, who cares, you know, very like apathetic with the Four of Cups. Where Scorpio, some of you might be like, no, I'm gonna fight and I'm gonna engage. Someone else is just like kind of like, just forget about it. Who cares? You know, give up on this, let it go. You know, it is that phrase that I hate, but people say it all the time. It is what it is, and there's nothing you can do about it. Is sort of the connotation with that phrasing, yeah. Or at least that's how I interpret it, and that's why I hate it so much. But so in some of your cases, you're wishing for that Six of Wands, like I said. You want victory, but are you really pursuing victory? For some of you, that is very true. You know, a Scorpio, a lot of readers will say you're an honorary fire sign, and fire signs are known to fight. Period, paragraph. Fire signs are known to be like the Energizer bunnies. They don't give up. And you're honorary because you're fixed. You know, fire is, or rather, excuse me, the qualities of the fixed signs tend to be tenacious, like a fire sign could be perceived. So Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius, all of them have some semblance or some way of showing and displaying tenacity, also sometimes called stubbornness. And that's not what I sense here. I sense in this energy a defeated energy. I sense in, there it is. That's why. I'm like, why am I talking about defeating when, or feeling defeated when you were, at the beginning, your energy felt so ready. That's for the group. It's for both groups. So the first group, where I told you King of Swords is some outside person, some, you know, very crafty, very, you know, fat cat kind of lawyer, like somebody with a lot of clout and power. You feel minuscule in there compared to them. How could I defeat this person? They have all this money, they have influence with these people, their firm is huge, da 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 da. And it doesn't have to be a lawyer, but whoever they are in a public space, this person, if this is about political debates or something like this person has more followers, this person has more of a social media presence, or more clout with the lawmakers, whatever. And within your family, it's the same thing, or your friend circle, or whatever we're talking about, the intimate side of things, the more personal side of things. This person has a lot of influence. They have a lot of impact. And I feel for many of you where it's family and friends, it's been going on like this for a while. That this person kind of drowns you out or pushes you to the side or minimizes you or minimizes the issues between you. Like, you're like, this is a big deal. This is important to me. What I'm fighting for, what I feel is right, what I want to be victorious in, that's important. Then this person, you know, rifle in hand, hopefully not literally, you know, taking shots at you, but literally picks up any old rifle off of that rack and goes, I don't know what you're talking about, Scorpio. Whatever you feel, whatever you think you feel, whatever you feel is important here, whatever you're trying to address, nah, it's not important. So it's like this person is, I don't feel they're your nemesis, truly. What it could be is that, Three of Swords. It could be you and this person used to be best buddies. You and this person used to be like peas in a pod, used to get on like a house on fire, all the cliched ways of saying you guys were tight. Something happened, and now this person has flipped on you, or they feel you flipped on them, whatever it is, and now they're out for blood. Okay. And there we go. Third party situation. That makes sense. All right, so listen. For those where it's a salacious third party situation, which in some of your cases it is true. There was a romantic connection of any type, but okay, yes. We'll talk about it in a minute. Uh, and they're like, boom, boom, boom. And I'm like, we'll get there. We'll get there, guys. Come on. So for some of you, you had a romantic connection. There was a third party situation. You stepped out. They stepped out. Somebody stepped out. And now that the stepping out is over, I feel that that's done because of this not involved energy. The Four of Cups is a timeout. I'm not involved. I'm not doing that. I'm apathetic. I'm turned off to it, right? It is what it is. And accepting reality and not making a move in in any direction, okay? So what happened has been acknowledged. I feel it is known. And the party that was burned, quoting burned, because I don't know in what way the burning happened. You've got to tell me. The party that was burned may have turned into the King of Swords. Vengeful. Wanting payback. Wanting you to suffer. Wanting you to lose. Because again, with the Six of Wands, something is on the line here. How? All right, I see it. We're going to get to it. They're like wanting me to go to that Hierophant so bad, but we're not done with this combination over here. Other than that, and now my leg is starting to itch. That's very interesting. Why? It does not have to be the cheating scenario. There's still a third party here with friendship, other family relationships, other people that are close to you that have felt betrayed. That's been a theme because Three of Swords has come out. It did come out in Gemini's reading, where whoever's with the Gemini, friend, lover, brother, sister, cousin, I don't care. You might want to watch that because it came out there too. This betrayal is huge. It's very it's turned someone spiteful. It's turned someone into this, whatever that is. Okay, whoever that is, right? And the King of Swords, going back to him just for a second, it does not have to be a male, and again, it does not have to be a fire sign, but it's somebody who that's why I want to say that, because they're like, come on and get there. They want me in that Hierophant card so bad, but we're gonna make them wait. You gotta have fun with your guides sometimes because, they think they run the show and they don't. Anyway, this person might be old school. They don't have to be old. They don't have to be elder to you, but they could be old school. Very like by the book. Or very much, maybe not by the book, but like there's certain parameters. There are certain limitations, or there's certain expectations and rules to the shit. And once this Three of Swords happened, could have been an argument, could have been you were talking crap behind somebody's back and they heard about it, and now all bets are off. And now this person is kind of still leaning on their principles. Like, for some, there's like a high sense of morality here, interestingly. Or, like I said, they have the law on their side, or they know the law. They know what is permissible and what is not. This person is look, you got your work cut out for you guys, okay? Now, what else happens? Because I think I think that's like the most that I'm going to get out of this combination. The Four of Cups is really, Scorpio, that might be your Achilles heel. That might be your Achilles heel. This person might know you're shook. And listen, I'm not trying to call you out. I'm not trying to label you in any type of way. But if you don't feel the fire in your belly to fight this, that might be that's kind of nature, isn't it? And this is a hunter, right? This is a hunter in his checkered vest or whatever the hell that is. What do you do when you're hunting an animal? You either shoot to kill or you shoot to maim, right? So that maybe you don't get a kill shot on the animal, but you want to injure it to the point where it's going to drag itself further off into the woods. It's bleeding out or it's exhausted, and then you can find it later. You follow its trail, the trail that it leaves, because it's running for its life, and then when you find it lying there limp on the ground, just wanting to live, just wanting to escape, and they can't, then you can take it out. That is what that Four of Cups feels like. If you are feeling fatigued, if you are feeling apathetic, if you're feeling like you don't have a chance at victory, even though you want it, I know you want it, it's on the line. For some of you, it's not over. Even though, again, for some of you, watch the Gemini video because their message is very similar to this. Anyway, I caution you not to give up because the potentiality for Scorpio, you have a lot of power. You have so much power. You're one of the most powerful signs in the zodiac. Let's be honest, okay? No offense to any other signs. But Scorpio is a force to be reckoned with. And I think some of you don't know that, don't remember that, kind of don't see how that can apply. You don't have as much knowledge. Again, this King of Swords has this quote-unquote upper hand on you because maybe they're more educated formally. Like maybe they legit went to law school and they have like they're, like I said, like from a big firm, or they have a degree in something, or they're a specialist in some type of way, and you don't have the same accoutrement or expertise that they do. So you're kind of like counting yourself out. Don't do that. That's just what I feel. It's not really coming from anything here on the table. It's more coming from my guides. And my guides are like, Scorpio needs to fight, Scorpio needs to fight, Scorpio needs to fight. And that's the thing also. If you don't feel like it, you're not going to. I gotta tell you that. Scorpio, when they are done, they're done. And I feel some of you, not many, some of you are just like at the end of your rope. And you're just like, what's the point? I've got nothing left in me. So be careful. Or not even be careful. Just be aware. If you're not at that point, you got fire still left inside of you. Go ahead and find it. Now, what else is happening? We finally can move the hell on. So what else is happening is, listen. Yeah, they're like, you better go over there because we've been wanting to talk about this. The Hierophant. Major Arcana for Taurus. Some of you could be dealing with a Taurus, but you don't have to be. Boy. There's something about long-standing, they want me to say this word because of what's there. Programming. Oh, that makes sense. Okay, that makes sense to me. Long-standing programming. Okay, what do we see here? A television set, right? What do we watch on TV? Programs. And this is a black and white TV, and so they're giving me like this vibe of like what's like a long-lasting like sitcom or like something like, I think, isn't the longest-lasting primetime show technically now The Simpsons? Or at some point it was MASH, but something in that vein where over generations, over decades, the same TV show exists, right? Programming. Over decades, over vast years of your life, or this situation, maybe not just your life, maybe this situation that you're in, this relationship that you're in, the context or the energy marker that you or someone else carries is long lasting. And that has its pros, but I'm feeling the cons are coming out. The cons to that are that you become conditioned. Conditioning and programming are two synonyms, depending on the context in which you use them. They're synonyms. They mean the same thing. So based on conditioning, Hierophant, based on programming, you have experienced or been not privy. What is that? No, that's not the word. What is the word? Some of you have an issue with this, and it's all the time. Okay. That's a couple ways. Let me see. So, some of you have a programming, a conditioning within your spirit, because Hierophant is related to bodies of power, government, schools, media with the television set there, religion / spirituality / whatever you want to put in there. And some of you have a conditioning in that way. You're conditioned spiritually. This is very specific for like a handful of people. Your spirit is conditioned to do third party. And you're like, what? I'm telling you. And again, third party doesn't mean cheating all the time. Just third party, period. You allow another thing, entity, person, situation, opportunity, or whatever. For some, like a fixation, obsession, addiction, something like that, to interfere in your life, period. It's just a part of how you've been made, spiritually speaking, and you need to think about it that way. Or you would be served if you conceived of it that way. I don't want to challenge you too much because I don't know who I'm talking to. That's like for a handful of people. And so the third party is a regular thing. It might not be the same exact situation or person, but the marker is the same. So what do I mean? You have something long-standing in your life. A job, maybe. Let's say that. You've had a job for 5 years. That's long. 5 years is pretty long. And then at some point, you get fired from that job. And then maybe you're sitting there in your fired state, your state of being unemployed, and you think, I just got fired. I also got fired from the previous job. And then from that other job, I got laid off. Then that other job, I quit. What is it about work? What is it about making long-term commitments towards working in a specific field or hitting a 9-to-5 that you allow some third entity into your life that upsets it? Does that make sense? There's something about something happens and at some point you're triggered to go and participate in third-party energy. I did say obsessions, fixations, and addictions, so that could also be what happens with you guys. Or some of you guys, not all of you, right? So some of you have an addiction or a fixation or an obsession that after time, it comes bubbling up to the surface, invades whatever's going on in your life, and mucks it up. This is not to say that this is okay. This is not to say, well, because it's spiritually marked on you, you should just roll with it. No. What ends up happening is you don't challenge it. You become apathetic to it. You accept it as it is. And I already told you, you're in the fight for your life, some of you. Or you want this victory, but then you don't fight for it. And somebody else is over here benefiting from you laying down and giving up. Yeah? Now, there's another way we can read that. So what is it? Marriage. They want me to be like, marriage. So, for some of you, marriage is a problem. You could have been married several times in this current life. Whether you believe in other lifetimes or not, I don't know. But in this life, you may have been married several times, or perhaps you've been married once, but you've had lifetimes before when you've been married, and the third party happens. Some of you, it is an affair. Some of you, it is some chronic form of cheating or distaste is how I'm being made to feel about this. Distaste. Okay. So, remember I said over here, this person is old school. This person may influence your Hierophant position. They may be connected to it, and they might have, like I said, they're influential, right? So they might have something to do with your marriage. This could be your marriage partner. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. For some of you, you are fighting with your spouse. Maybe. I don't know in what. I don't know when. There's many capacities. You're fighting. You're staying together, but you're fighting. You're separating, but you're fighting. You're divorcing, but you're fighting. You're fighting over alimony. You're fighting over property. You're fighting over kids. You're fighting over, the affair. Whatever. You're dirty. Don't like it. Stop. Okay. Thank you. This person, some of you, okay, for some of you, maybe there's an overlapping in some of these groupings. You may have a long history with this person, several lifetimes, or maybe you keep coming back to this person. Maybe this is your first husband or your first wife, and you've divorced years ago, but you keep coming back to each other. I don't know what it is. You have a long history with this person, and it always ends with this heartbreak. Something happens, and you or they or both of you end up heartbroken because of the third party situation. And again, it's that same thing of you lay down and die, Scorpio, which again is not what you're known to do. But I feel you're in this, many of you are in this, I don't even know what to do, because this person is being, they're hard to win over, or they're hard to get a victory on. This person is, they've turned into a piece of work on you. Or you, them. It can go the other way, you know. So for marriage, whatever the status of your marriage is, I don't know. However long you've been married, if you do have past life with this person, I don't know. It's different for all of you. But the marriage thing is super difficult. And it's not just because of the third party, whether it be an affair or something else interjecting, because again, it could just be the interjection of a different type of relationship, a friendship, you know. People do that all the time. You become best friends with a person and you forget who your spouse is. You know, or whatever it is, or they feel forgotten, and so they take it out on you, and they're like, well, why don't you just go off and marry your best friend Becky? You know, and there's jealousy and there's envy there, right? What else is there? Because we touched on marriage. They feel satisfied now that we've touched on marriage. What else is it? Expectation. So I think Scorpio, oh boy. I think you expect better of yourself, but you don't know how to get to that better point. It feels like the powers that be, remember those entities I talked about, government, religion, media, education or schooling and religion and stuff like that. You can also put into there kind of what we were talking about earlier, the law. The law can sometimes be a part of the Hierophant, because years ago, who created the laws? Religious and leadership created the laws of the land. So it still reaches out to law at the same time. And I feel like some of you feel disenfranchised. You feel not represented here, or you feel this is not on your side, whatever that is. The idea of fairness, the idea of acceptance. Because that's the thing. The Hierophant, you know, is a judgy energy. It really is. Everything that I talked about, you're either in it or you're outside of it. You're either in the government or you're outside of the government. You're either inside the religious belief or you're outside of it. It's very black and white. Black and white, like the television there. It's very black and white. There's not a lot of gray with the Hierophant, right? And I think some of you Scorpios, you need a gray. You need a third option, or you need it to be less fatalistic, less finalistic. What are the alternatives? There's rarely alternatives when you talk about the Hierophant. It either is or it is not. And Scorpio is, some of you, okay, they're like most of you are not served by that. It's either yes or no, black or white, 1 or 2, 3, you know, up or down. The binary choice, oh, okay. The binary choice is not working for you. And you feel really stuck, heartbroken over that, or deeply wounded by that. Something like that. That's interesting. Of course, Scorpio, you get deep readings with me. So let's move on, because I could sit here all day, and I would love to clarify this reading, but I don't clarify any of my monthlies. Sorry. But let's see what else happens for you guys. So what else happens for Scorpio? Please show me. You want this. 10 of Cups. You want this. Because it comes right above that 6 of Wands position where you started. So this is the goal. 10 of Cups. And it's beautiful, you know. Family on the beach, enjoying the sun, the sand. Come on with the damn focus. Sun and sand. Oh, okay. Some of you, this is like a memory. This is like what it used to be. I want what used to be. Let me tell you, you can't have what used to be. So that can happen with the Scorpio. I could see that. That's that water quality of you guys. You can be very reflective. You can be very insular, or go into those deep internal spaces. And and I've known a Scorpio or two in my time, and each of them that I've ever like had like a really poignant conversation with, they will recall a memory, and it's so sharp and it's so clear, and they have such a emotional tie to it. So for some of you, this is what used to be. You used to have the Ten of Cups, and you want that still. And I got to tell you, it doesn't feel like that's possible, or at least not in the same way. Let's say it that way. Not in the same way. Why do I say that? There's like that looming, smoking, what is that, like a cityscape back there? Whatever's on the other side of the water. A hellscape, basically, right? Something is looming in the background of this pretty picture. Something that means if you cut that out, if you could cover that up, this would be perfect. But it's there. You can see it. It's not going anywhere. It's a part of this picture. So, in some of your cases, Scorpio, something or you or someone else feels is ruined. It's ruined. It's tainted now. We can't have it that way. Or I can't have it this way anymore. Something like that. Ten of Cups talks about a happy family. I mean, that's what we see, a family on vacation on the beach. Mom, dad, and the kids, 2 kids. In some cases, okay, thank you. Going back over here to this mess, whichever way it falls out, it can go the other way, but I'm addressing it as if this is Scorpio being treated this way or confronted in these ways. I feel like Scorpio's like, I want this. We can have that, or I want to create that again. And there's basically saying, no, you can't. Based on what has happened. Expectations of the Hierophant. The Hierophant, I just said it, very black and white. It either is or it is not. It cannot be both. There is no third option, right? You're either here doing it the way the Hierophant says to do it, and by the Hierophant, it could be an individual person, or it is sort of like this conventional way of thinking, way of living, way of expressing, way of experiencing, something like that. There's like a rule book, and when you violate the rules, you are going back to that idea of competition. If you break the rules or you go outside the rule book, you're disqualified. You can't have that anymore. If this is top prize in the competition, Ten of Cups, if it's like a dream vacation that you're trying to get, and you submit your work to this competition and they find out you plagiarize something, which is a huge violation in the rule book of any competition, you must submit original works, but you plagiarize, you're immediately disqualified. That makes sense, yes? Right? So similar here. If this is a friendship, or some other type of intimate relationship, the marriage, the relationship you have with your brother or your sister, whatever, and there's a certain rule that you break or you're in violation of, you become disqualified. Now, I'm not sitting here saying this is what you deserve. This is what I feel is happening, period. Either to you or someone else, period. And it has the potential to be very nasty, and to be very painful, and to be very, 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 very damaging to more than one person. 3 of Swords, 4 of Cups. Very damaging to almost everybody involved. So this 10 of Cups, you might want that, but what did I say about that image back there? It's tainted, or as someone might say to you, ruined. An idyllic, beautiful vacation on the beach, when not that far away, we've got a city that's on fire or a boat that's on fire, and look what's coming out of the water. A fucking zombie. So, okay, very specific, but here it goes. For those where there's a third party situation, friend, family, lover, I don't care, and you want victory, you want to work it out, they want to work it out, whoever wants to work it out, give it the old college try. Look what happens. It's ruined. It's not the same. Punishment. Someone having revenge. You know, I've watched you can see this in so many movies where, Lord, you know, I'm trying to think of one that I know. I just have generalities. So I've seen this in movies before, but I don't. It's like the man cheats, right? Or whoever cheats. It doesn't matter who, the male or the female. It doesn't matter. The partner cheats. Partner A cheats. Partner B finds out. Partner B says, "Oh, I can't. How could you do this?" And partner A is like, "Give me another chance. Give me another chance. Give me another chance." Partner B says, "Okay, I'll give you another chance." And they get along for a little bit. And then as the movie progresses, or as the plot line progresses, you see partner B is taking shots at partner A. Did you ever talk to her like that? It's like, oh, fuck. I thought we were over this. We are. I just want to know. Did you touch her like that? That's drama. It's drama, but that happens in real life. You know it does. Especially if it's your damn story, you know it does, right? So it's like that. It's like agreeing to try and work it out only to experience punishment, only to be criticized and scathed and insulted. Ugh. Two of Wands. So you got a choice to make. Or there's a choice for everybody to make. Yes, they're like everybody. Everybody has a choice to make here. What are you going to do? Where do you want to go? Scorpio, I don't know that the sit there, lying down and taking it, the Three of Swords and the Four of Cups is really working for you. If that's your bag, I don't think that's a good idea. I think you really should make a decision or whatever. Because this is defeatist, and if you want to win, or if you want to salvage whatever you can salvage, you can't do that by being inactive. So you must be active. Two of Wands is active. Two of Wands is making decisive choices, moving in one direction or another. And for some of you, you might feel really panicked or flustered. Might be feeling forced. That makes sense. Okay. Why do I say it makes sense? It comes above the King of Swords. And what did I tell you? For some of you, that's like a lawyer or some outside person who has a lot of influence, who has a lot of clout, has the ability to affect your life in some form or fashion, yeah? And what they decide to do, how they decide to proceed, puts you in this position of, well, you got to choose. Whereas before, you were like, I don't want to choose, or maybe I just want things to go back to the way that they were. They kill that. They dead that. You don't have that option. Here's what your options are. 1 and 2. Giving you the binary choice when you don't want the binary choice. Right? So there's a forcefulness here with this Two of Wands. And it's not inspiring like I would hope it would be because of everything we've talked about before. In combination, oh, okay. Okay, here we go. Now in that storyline where I was just talking about like the TV dramas or the movies or whatever, where the partners are trying to reconcile and work over their issues and stuff like that. You have a choice to work on these issues, but always be haunted by the crap that's in the background there, right? Putting in towards this happy family thing, and it could just be friendships, it could be all kinds of relationships here. It doesn't have to be specifically a family situation, right? But you could be trying for this, but always be tormented or reminded of. It will never, it's like trying to put a mirror back together after a mirror has cracked. You go punch a mirror or a mirror falls to the ground and you try and piece it back together. It'll never reflect an image to you the same way it did before it was broken. That is what this Ten of Cups is giving me. Right? So you can choose that. You can have it. It's still a mirror. It's still a relationship. It's still a partnership. It's still a friendship. But there's always going to be that damage done. Yeah? Or you can choose to go head to head with this person who will make damn sure you know the damage is done. They're going to remind you of this all the time. And so I feel you can choose to combat this person like we were talking about earlier with the Six of Wands. You can combat them head on. Or you can, I think you get it. This is your life. Blah, 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 blah. I don't like it. Your outcome. Strength. Here you go. Good. Good for you. Major Arcana for Leo. Some of you could be dealing with a Leo, but you don't have to be. Your outcome is strength. Oh, I don't like that, and I'm not going to say that, so never mind. I'm not going to say that. Nope. 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 Mm-mm. Don't like... Nope. That's so funny. Okay. I am going to say it. See, they always do this. Like, I don't want to say this shit, and then they're like, remember what you were doing before you started this video. There's a song by the Ghetto Boys. It's an old rap song from like the 90s, the Ghetto Boys. And it's called, oh shit, what's it called? Oh, I don't remember the title. Damn. Anyway, I was singing or humming along to the melody of the song. Like, that's the hook. Like, that's the musical hook to the song. And I forget his name. God, I forget which rapper it is in the song. But basically, listen to that song. It might be playing tricks on me, mind playing tricks on me, something like that. Look it up. You can Google it. Google will piece it together. And at some point in that song, the lyric goes, bang and get it over with. And he's talking about this. And I didn't want to say this because I don't co-sign on that. But I know the feeling. So maybe that's all you're thinking or all you're grappling with is the feeling of a bullet to the head. Okay. I do not condone. I do not co-sign. I don't like it. But that's, my whole thing as a reader on YouTube and a reader in general is I don't want to sugarcoat anything, and I don't really want to not address certain things just because it could be not insensitive, but it could be triggering, or it could be viewed as like, I don't know. Listen. I get the feeling. I get this feeling, which is not what we're going to ultimately talk about. But because of the imagery, I picked different decks for different readings for a reason. And this is why. This card had to come out with this image on it. Scorpio, don't think like that. Okay? It's not over. There's no reason to throw it all away. Don't get into that headspace. I mean, I understand the feeling. Work through that emotion. Work through that pain that you feel, that desperation that's upon you. Work through it. Do not succumb to it, okay? We're just going to leave it at that. But that song by the Ghetto Boys, again, I don't remember the title, but it basically is a long story of three guys being like terrorized by their deep, dark thoughts, and, just listen to that song. And I was literally, before I started recording your video, while I was shuffling, I was like, okay? Now, the meaning. Let's get into the bigger meaning of why the strength is your outcome. Why is this here for Scorpio's outcome, please? You have the strength. You do. They want me to say that. You have the strength to persevere. You have the strength to get over whatever you're going through right now. It's very tough. Especially because I feel many people, because it's more than just you and one person. There are other people here too. Meaning, for those of you where it's like a family thing, it affects more than just you and the person that you're having it out with. It affects the entire family. Does that make sense? So like a ripple effect. Other people are involved here, or other people will be affected by what is transpiring, okay? I understand that is hard to deal with. But you have the ability to persevere beyond it. You have the ability to, I was talking about it earlier with like this energy of like, this idea of an energy marker. And I was talking about it in relation to the Hierophant, conditioning, programming, something that repeats in your life, a cycle perhaps, or patterns of repetition in your life. You can conquer that. Strength is the ability to conquer. Never mind what the image is. Never mind that little bit that I was mentioning a few moments ago. If that's what you're dealing with, seek help. Help yourself. Reach out to people. Reach out to resources. And don't do that. Okay? So yeah, this is what I'm basically telling you. It's like, it feels like shit. It's not pleasant. You are upset. They're upset. Everybody's got their emotions stirred up here. There's nastiness brewing. There are hurt feelings. There's issues coming up that maybe were never addressed before, but your ability to own it and, again, transcend this moment is here. I feel you possess this energy more than anything else. It is possible this is an outside person. Like I said, some of you might need to reach out to a counselor, a therapist, or something like that. Someone of some resource to you, some outside resource, a person, or a group of people maybe. But more than that, you possess this energy. It's a part of what you can rely on. You might not recognize it, and that could be a huge struggle for you. You don't recognize it. Where does my strength come from? Where is my resolve? I feel many of you feel really tested to bring this to the surface. It is possible. Do it. Do it as best as you can. You know what I mean? It's not easy, especially if you feel dejected or defeated. You don't have in this moment, at whatever moment or certain moments in the day or whatever, you don't have that wherewithal. I understand how you could sit there wondering, will I ever feel strong enough again? You will. You will. Especially since your starting energy was the desire to have victory. Wanting it, wishing for it, hoping for it. Maybe it won't happen the way in which you've envisioned. Maybe the way you thought you would get across the finish line, or end up at the end of this competition, at the end of this disagreement, at the end of whatever the hell this is to you. Maybe the victory isn't gonna come in the same package that you imagined, but so long as you don't go the route that we were talking about a moment ago, you'll be okay. Like, I'm feeling super compassionate right now. And I normally am a compassionate person for the most part. Some days I'm a little cantankerous, but someone needs to be reassured. And I did say that in Gemini's reading, or maybe not. It might have been in Leo's reading, where I said, I forget what Leo was doing, but Leo is like wanting victories, wanting to win, and having this expectation of winning. But I said to Leo, you can't expect to win every single thing that you get involved in. It can't always be, I think I said, like a win after win after win after win. There will be win, 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 lose, lose, win, 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 lose, lose. You know what I mean? Like a sports team. You know what I mean? So keep that in mind. Keep the bigger picture in mind. You might be losing in this moment. You might have a really shitty down slump in your life, but that doesn't mean that's the end all be all of your experience. Scorpio, why? Overall energy is the Queen of Hazards, aka the Queen of Pentacles. Oh boy, interesting. Oh my god. Okay, so that's, again with the imagery here. This is, see, I had to pick this deck for a reason. Okay, so let's study this together. Together, class. Got a Queen of Pentacles. Fur coat. Nice little dress and hat. But look at this person. Now, I'm going to talk specifically to the imagery first. What do we see? Note the collar, and it's chained to the chair. Note the lack of arms. And note the crying from her eyes. Even though this is a zombie, apparently she's upset. So what I'm sensing here, and that has been a theme for all the signs practically, there's something that about people feeling tied, obligated, held to a certain expectation, which we talked about with the Hierophant earlier, and being disassociated from that, not being satisfied with that, not feeling in line or excuse me, aligned with that. Similar imagery here. This zombie lady is literally chained to the chair, to this room, has no arms, has no way of freeing herself. She's stuck here. Now, of course, if we were literally talking about a zombie apocalypse, this is kind of how you want to see zombies. You don't want them to be roaming free, you know, ready to eat brains or able to eat brains whenever they want. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about human beings. You know, this is a tarot reading for humans, okay? So there's this attachment to the material, since we're talking about the Queen of Harriets. What the hell? Maybe some of you are dealing with a person named Harriet. I don't know. The Queen of Hazards, aka Pentacles. There's a tying feeling. There's a strong attachment to material that feels like it has, because that's what's happening. That's what happened to her. Dismembered somebody. I don't think literally, I don't think, you know, for some reason someone is walking around without their arms. I mean, if you are, I'm sorry to hear that. But it feels like the attachment to materials, or more specifically, going back to the Hierophant, expectations, has removed something from someone, has taken away someone's ability to free themselves. Could be, again, I talked earlier about a parental dynamic. We do have a king and a queen. They're not suited. They're not matched by suit, but they're, you know, all kings and queens to some degree embody the qualities of father and mother, right? So maybe some of you have issues with your parents that need to be sorted out. Maybe those issues have kept you chained in some type of way, have disempowered you, disenfranchised, disempowered you. Again, you might feel dismembered for some reason. I mean, you're a Scorpio. Many of you have those ways of thinking about life. And I'm not laughing at you. I understand. I get that darker way of thinking sometimes. And that's so not what the innate reading or interpretation of the Queen of Hazards is. She's a nurturer in the high vibe. Oh. I've been saying that throughout a couple of readings. In a high vibe, she's a nurturer. She's very good at taking care of herself and the people that she knows and loves. In a low vibe, she would be someone to tie someone down, to hit them with, well, where do you think you're going, and kind of make playthings out of her life or the people around her in a low vibe. And this is the overall energy, so that could be what's going on here. Some of you might be doing this yourselves, or you might have experienced this where someone treats you like a plaything, treats you like a doll to be dressed up and posed and put in, like, you know, the Barbie dream house, and now you're going to go and walk over to the kitchen and you're going to have a cup of tea, and you as the Barbie, you're like, I don't drink tea, I drink fucking vodka straight up. Like, you know, it's like someone is puppeteering, perhaps. Scorpio, I'm going to go. What are we at? Oh my God, it's forever. Scorpio, this is your reading for September. Holy moly. If you liked it, if there's something here that resonated for you, please hit the like button. Please leave a comment. That would be super cool. Feel free to share the video. Let other people know that you like watching my stuff, or you have a particular message that you want them to see in this message. And if you have not subscribed, please do. I love doing this work for you guys, and so I love having more people join the community. So if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that button for me, okay? Scorpio, I'll be back in about 2 weeks to do your mid-September readings. Until then, I thank you guys so much for watching this video. Take care.